Hi, I'm Leo. Is your computer good enough? Since you're new to development, you might need to know whether or not the computer you have is any good for programming on. Do I need to get a brand new computer? I don't have a computer. What kind should I buy? Is my computer too old? I got a Mac. Do I need a PC? Well, I got a PC. Do I need a Mac? Does my kitty need a computer too? I got a PC and a Mac. What am I supposed to do? The Mac versus PC debate comes down to two things: what you're trying to make and personal preference.
If you're planning to make apps for the iPhone, iPad, Mac OS, or any other Apple products, you're going to want to use a Mac. Yes, you can find workarounds for this, but it's likely to end up being a lot of trouble, and not something I'll be covering on this video. Sorry guys. If you want to make Windows applications using .NET and Visual Studio, you're probably going to want Windows. But you may not need a PC.
What?
That's right. Since 2006, Macs have been able to run Windows, thanks to their new guts, courtesy of Intel. This means that you can use Windows on your PC and your Mac. And with software like Boot Camp or Parallels, you can run both on the same machine. Pretty cool. And if you're the adventurous type, or you're just too cool for Mac OS or Windows, you can install Linux and many of its varied flavors on both PC and Mac.
So, to wrap it all up, if you're wanting to make things for the App Store, a Mac is probably going to be your best tool for the job. If you're wanting to make native desktop applications for Windows, a PC is probably going to be easier to work with. However, good guy Microsoft has been making its tools available on Mac. And if you're wanting to make Android apps, web pages, or web applications, a PC or a Mac will work just fine. So the rest is up to personal preference.
So, what's the best for me?
Well, LaFonda, Macs and PCs both have their pros and cons. Macs tend to get viruses a lot less often, but PC tends to have more software that is available for it. The choice is really up to you, and there's not much that you can do with a PC that you can't do with a Mac, and vice versa.
Leo, just tell me what to do.
Sorry, LaFonda. You're on your own on that one. Okay, so you've got a Mac or a PC already, and you want to know whether it's got what it takes to develop stuff with. The answer is, most likely, yes. The good news is, you don't need a powerhouse to develop software with. It's difficult to say what the minimum specs would be for every use case, but you want to make sure that you can run copies of the latest internet browsers and operating systems, like OS X or Windows 7 on your machine. If you're still running that copy of Windows 95, you're going to need an upgrade. Make sure you can have a web browser, text editor, and a few other applications open at the same time. If you're struggling to have multiple windows open on your screen at once, you're going to run into trouble down the line. I recommend the following specs for a reasonable development environment. If you do need a new computer, I recommend getting a refurbished machine from Apple or from a local reseller. A refurbished Mac Mini will only run you about $500 Canadian. You can buy a new or used PC on just about any budget. Opinions on the internet about computer specs or Mac versus PC are a dime a dozen, and mine is no exception. For the most part, it comes down to what you feel comfortable with and your budget. Take my opinion with a grain of salt and do your own research. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them down here in the comments section, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. If you like the video you've just seen, please subscribe and tell your friends. Thanks. If you're wanting to make things to put on the Mac Store.